Joining me on the program, great to welcome a new voice to the program, toxicology expert. Christine Padovan is on board. And Christine, I want to welcome you to the show. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Great to be here.
I appreciate you jumping in. Tell folks a little bit about you, being a toxicology expert. What is that all about? Welcome to the show.
Well, basically, I've been doing this kind of health advocacy type of research since I was like a kid with nutrition and health and all that. But I got into understanding more about toxicity when I was intentionally poisoned by heavy metals, and I found them with the use of forensic testing because the nano that my suspects were using kept it from being seen in regular medical tests. So that's how I became well-versed in this subject.
I would imagine that the story out of East Palestine, Ohio, with the train derailment there, Norfolk Southern, still cleaning up from that, and multiple investigations underway in TSB, local, federal, that kind of a thing going on. But the folks that are in that area, and I know that you've been maybe speaking with them or offering insight, what's going on? This story's kind of maybe dropped from the headlines as of late, but are the folks there reporting maybe feeling sick and maybe a lot of anxiety about what their health is going to look like for years down the road? How do you see that?
Yes, actually, Mark, yes. This has actually been an issue, as you guys noted in the article. River Valley Organizing is a nonprofit firm that's been investigating not even just from the spill, but they've had an incinerator company that's been spewing toxins in the air for many years. So this is actually, it's another, monkey in the wrench for these people because they've been dealing with toxicity issues for years. Multiple people there have had cancer. Even Amanda Kiger, who heads River Valley Organizing, has had cancer. It's a major issue there.
Well, and talk about what is going to be some of the next steps that will go on here. Will there be like soil sample testing? Will there be continual maybe monitoring of the air quality, water quality? I would think, and be our guide on this, that some of those chemicals, like, say, for example, like an incinerator, like you mentioned, or maybe from the train derailment, once it gets into the soil or once it gets into the water system, it could maybe take years maybe to clean all of that up?
Yeah, I mean, Tetra Tech is the company that's been doing air, water, and soil sampling since that derailment. I've actually spoken to them personally. It's a great outfit. Yes, that's the issue. They've been removing lots of soil, and yes, I mean the water. These are major issues that will have to be addressed for years to come. And what we do, what my company does, Paladina International, is educate people on the products that are out there that can start cleaning the air, soil, and water to mitigate these health issues. Because, yeah, you're right. I mean, this isn't something that's going to take a long time to clean up.
And the effects on, say, long-term, things like, I would imagine childbirth could be a concern, maybe the future of future generations could be at issue, at stake here? Is that
right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, definitely. It all plays into it. Toxicity, once you even have it, even in a chronic state, just breathing small amounts over a long period of time, cause major health issues. And like you were saying, can cause birth defects. It can cause issues with even just getting pregnant. So that's why we're working to teach people on methods to keep themselves safe, like glutathione, which is a natural supplement that even is a viral protectant. It not only pulls the toxins out of you, it pulls it, it keeps viruses, at bay as well. So we have solutions and products like Valara. We're partnered to how to keep your air at home, even your vehicles, the air clean as well, and water purification to mitigate all of that. And yeah, we're having more meetings with them the first of the month to go over that. And yeah, we have solutions. We just all have to work together to until we can get vinyl chloride from not being used. Yeah.
In a situation like this as well, is this going to be where, say, legal concerns, legal action, litigation may be coming to the forefront here? Residents may be reaching out or suing the companies involved, maybe the rails, chemical companies as well that could be maybe subject to litigation. Do you think many of these items we're talking about will wind up on the court side in front of a judge?
I think so. I mean, when I was researching Norfolk Southern, these wheels that they have on their trains, these loose wheels have been an issue for some time, and they've worked on taking major trains offline to address that, but it's pretty obvious, Mark, as you can see, from these derailments that happened pretty quickly in the last 2 to 3 months. This is a major issue that needs to be addressed. So yes, there's definitely going to be lawsuits down the pike, and we're working with our partner labs. All of our forensic testing is admissible in court. So if people have those concerns, we've got that covered too.
Well, I'm looking at, you mentioned the list of derailments here, and there's been a lot of them as of late, at least 4 or 5 that I can think of right off the top of my head here. Are you surprised by so many of these derailments that have occurred here? And that's one question. The other side of that, are you concerned about the amount of, say, hazardous materials that are being carried by the trains these days? How do you see both those?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean it's a major concern. Now, my question is, as we investigate, and with Toxic Free Future and River Valley Organizing and organizations like this that we're talking to, is it just loose wheels? Is someone not getting the message that this needs to be addressed sooner rather than later, or is there something more nefarious that made this happen in such a quick succession? That's something I can't answer.
No, understood, but it certainly is the conversation we need to bring to the forefront because this is a major story going on, and yet it is faded from the headlines as of late. But if you talk to the folks that are in East Palestine, this is a day-to-day nightmare that they're going through. Day after day, they've got to live the effects of all of this. Just kind of revisit what is going on in East Palestine, Ohio. And you guys know the story about the Norfolk Southern train derailment, and that story has faded from the headlines. But there's a lot more information coming out about just how grave the situation is for the residents that are impacted. Christine Padovan is on, an author and respected advisor on toxicology based on personal and professional experience. And Christine, again, thank you very much for joining me on the show. Let's get your websites out where folks can find you, phone numbers, social media, all of that, all of the above. Where can I go?
Okay, so Rumble.com, I have a channel on there called The Paladina, and people can see that. It's going to go live on Roku, hopefully by the end of this month, under Awake Freedom TV. That would be Awake Freedom TV app, HeavyMetalPoisonCenter.com, and ThePaladina.com. And yeah, the Rumble channel also has just terrific information to educate people and solutions to restore their health and keep them safe from toxins.
I appreciate you doing this, and when you mentioned all the things going on as far as like understanding the toxins, the gravity of the situation facing a lot of the folks in East Palestine. This has got to be on the radar screen of not only state lawmakers there, but on the federal level as well, about what's going on, the kind of materials or chemicals that are involved here with spills. Talk about the reach out to the federal side, lawmakers. What are you hearing? What are they saying? about all of this. Any thoughts? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's kind of disappointing on that side, Mark. EPA, and let's talk about the EPA for just a second, where they put out on April 5th that an Easter egg hunt in East Palestine would be perfectly safe. And I was looking at that little summary report, and, Tetra Tech's name wasn't on it. And I was saying, well, gee, their air quality report that's on the EPA website said there's still toxins in the air. How can it be okay for the kids to do that? So is EPA doing what they're supposed to do, or are they just pandering to the local mayor to say, hey, it's okay? They can be doing more. Norfolk and EPA has been disappointing to the folks there. There's a lot more they could be doing, not just having people move for within a mile of the spill, but within 5 miles or more. So there's a lot more they could be doing.
When somebody asks you about, for example, like forensic toxicity testing, when is that involved? What goes
it's
on?
Really, yeah, it's not like it's really woohoo. This is a technology that has been out that law enforcement has used for many years. But what we're seeing is that because nanotech, and we're not going to say nanotech is, bad or good, it's a tool, to being used. How you use it is the question. Because so much nano is used in food packaging, in medical devices, medical shots, and all of that, it tends to not let all elements show through. So forensics is just a science tool to look deeper into any type of, say, blood, urine, hair sample, even pet fur, even the ashes of somebody can be tested to see what killed that person. So it's phenomenal. Yeah.
When you look at this long term, are the residents in East Palestine, are they in store for years and years of testing for multiple health issues? In your estimation, long battle ahead for them?
I think it's going to be something that they'll probably want to test themselves perhaps on a yearly basis, especially if they do have health issues. And we've set up with some partner labs around the country to keep these, keep costs low, try to have insurance coverage, care credit coverage to help out with that. We're really trying to support everyone out there because this is not something that goes away. Vinyl chloride's not going to go away overnight, even if they stopped it from being used tomorrow. So the effects, we do have to kind of stay on top of it.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's really quite a story that certainly needs to be followed, and that's why I wanted to bring it to the forefront and find out what is going to be the latest, because like I mentioned, this is kind of like just disappeared off some of the national media press, and this is, I think, a story that is going to be haunting folks in those areas for years and years to come. Christine, I'm almost out of time. See, this goes fast. We've blown through 30 minutes on the show. And one more time before I let you go, let's get the website out again, social media, and maybe the old-fashioned way, can I call you by phone?
Yeah, 1-888-307-6780, and they will get me personally. And rumble.com, the Paladina channel, and Heavy Metal Poison Center, and thepaladina.com.
All right, very good. Christine, thank you for joining me on the program. Thank you very much for jumping in and talking with the listeners all across North America. Yeah, the lingering effects, drivers, from all of this, the health issues, it is going to be there for a long, long time for many of the folks that are in that area. A lot of medical experts have said that there's going to be continual testing for those individuals that have been affected by the spill, checking for various kinds of cancers, things that may develop long term. Will this complicate maybe pregnancies as time goes along? Again, the story is at the forefront. It's investigated by, of course, a lot of the federal agencies, but again, we got to dig below the surface and talk about the health issues